We'll start off with Andrew Mason from Denver Sports.
Hey, Brandon, when you guys reviewed the tape today, what did you see kind of from the first quarter and a half that went wrong? And then how did that get remedied from that point in the game forward?
Yeah, I think just without Adams playing, we kind of prepared all week for him to play, and then him not playing, it was kind of a little bit of unknown going into the game. So I think we really didn't know what to expect. We had an idea, but didn't know like exactly to a T like what we're going to be given. Um, so we were having to make a lot of adjustments kind of on the fly, which is a part of the game. And I think they did a really good job when it came to all types of motionings, putting people in different places. So I would say that was like a really big reason for the slow start with the defense. But we kind of got it figured out. We got with the coaches and stuff on the sideline after every series, and just kind of went to work from there.
Eric DeLala, DenverBroncos.com.
Brandon, curious from afar what you knew about Pat Surtain, kind of what your impressions of him were the last couple of years, and then maybe what you learned about him once you got here that's either surprised you or kind of changed your opinion of him.
Yeah, I knew, since he's been in the league, he's been a dominant corner. And then being able to have the opportunity to play with him, it's been amazing. It can really free up, the safety a lot in a lot of instances just because I have so much faith and confidence that, if we get a 3-by-1 formation and he's alone with the single receiver, like I have so much faith that he's gonna 99% of the time be able to, shut those guys down. So it kind of gives us all a lot of freedom and know that we have so much faith and trust in him and his ability to truly be a shutdown corner. And he's definitely everything I thought he was. Seeing him and versus being here now, I will say he is a pretty funny guy. He doesn't talk a lot, but he is really funny. So I was a little surprised from that aspect.
Ryan McFadden, the Denver Post.
Hey, Brandon, just sticking to the cornerbacks, this is Riley Moss' first year getting significant defensive snaps. Just what has impressed you the most through these first 5 weeks watching Riley?
With Riley, it's honestly only a matter of time. Just the way he prepares, the way he works. I've been able to see it, through OTAs, through training camp, through every week up to this week, and his overall work ethic, his athletic ability. You could definitely see his confidence growing, especially playing DB and a corner more specifically. That's a big separation factor, is being able to have that confidence and believe in yourself that, hey, if the ball's in the air, like I'm physically gifted enough to be able to make plays. And he's definitely been able to trust himself a lot, trust all the guys in the room. And he's just a guy that plays with a high motor, and I think him finally being able to get, a pick after being tried so far this season, is just going to build his confidence even more. So I know that he's going to, we're going to learn from everything that happened in the game, the good and bad. And it's only up from here for him. So I'm super, super happy, super proud of him.
Zach Stevens, DNVR.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for talking with us. Wanted to ask you, can you just take us through your perspective of the Pat Surtain pick six?
Oh yeah, so it was a long drive, honestly. So I was getting a little gassed. But we the coverage that we were playing, he comes off his guy, makes an incredible play, and in my eyes, I'm always the one that, like, one of the first people over there to celebrate. I was honestly so tired that all I could do was sit in the back of the end zone and just throw my hands up. As soon as he caught it, I knew that it was going to be a pick six. I just had a weird feeling about it. And yeah, it was cool just being able to sit back and just, get my popcorn and enjoy the movie all in front of me. But yeah, with Pat, I can't say I'm surprised because he's just the caliber of the type of player he is. Stuff like that is going to happen all season. So And the fact that he got another one, also he tipped it to himself and picked it again. I'm like, okay, this guy is actually insane.
Kyle Fredrickson, The Gazette.
Hey, Brandon, these past 2 weeks, the opponent has gone on to an early lead, but then the offense has rebounded, especially with Bo Nix playing really well in the second half of games. How much trust has that offense built up with the defense to know that even if they get down early, that Nix can lead a comeback?
Yeah, it's a super good feeling. It takes a lot of pressure off of us, knowing that we've seen the offense, progressively get better and better each week, and it's come to the point now, in my eyes, if we come to a slow start, which we don't want to do, but sometimes it does happen. These guys get paid just like we do. The fact that they're able to, come through, score a touchdown, get points on the board. And I think that's the key to a lot of good teams. Stuff's not always going to go the way you want it to, but being able to kind of bounce off each other, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. Sometimes just knowing that the offense in situations can pick us up and we're able to pick up the offense, if they're off to a slow start. I think that's just the overall key to winning football.
Brandon Cristal.
Hey, Brandon, I know you're not going to spend too much time listening to what folks are saying on the outside, but obviously plenty of compliments. But and I don't think it's just because he's a fellow Longhorn, but Chris Sims on Football Night in America more than once last night because of the rain delay talked about your secondary. And I don't think it's just because there's two Longhorns, but said it's the best secondary in football. And obviously Pat has a lot to do with that. But when you hear that from guys in those spots, I guess, how do you react? Because everyone wants to think their unit's the best, but this is a little different when it's kind of unsolicited there.
Right. No, it's definitely a good feeling, especially just the way that we've been playing. But I will say that it's super early in the season. I think everything at this point is fuel, good or bad, that's said about us. We are continuing to build a lot of confidence, a lot of trust in each other, and we're always, kind of on the same page, and we're going to keep playing our brand of football, regardless of what that looks like from the outside. And even no matter how the game's looking, we're going to continue to do what we can. And I think we more so want to be able to prove to ourselves and prove to our teammates and prove to, everybody in the building that once we're out there, like we're going to make plays and we're going to show kind of the world and everybody else like what we are capable of doing. And I think definitely early, so I never want to get too high on ourselves or take too many compliments and get comfortable, because that's the last thing we want to do is get complacent and get comfortable, because we have a long season ahead. But I've definitely been really, really happy and really impressed with everything that we've been able to do thus far.
Last question, we'll do Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Brandon, I'm curious. You talked about, just the conditioning element in terms of getting back after missing so much of camp and all that. But how much have the game reps mattered for you and PJ in terms of communication? And how much flexibility do you feel like the two of you have, given that you can sort of, you've each shown some ability to do a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I think, from the conditioning standpoint and stuff, that's going to come, and me and PJ, like I said, we didn't get all the reps together in training camp. So, but thankfully we've had the opportunity to play in college. So we kind of know like everything. And when it comes to me and him, like being on the same page, a lot of stuff doesn't even need to be, communicated. We just kind of have a really good feel for how each other plays and where each other are going to be in certain plays and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been really good. And I would say me and PJ, we know what each other are good at. We know what each other kind of could potentially need help on. And I think our flexibility and us being able to do a lot of the same things, we don't even really classify ourselves as somebody's a free safety, somebody's a strong safety. We're honestly, left and right. Like whatever happens on the left, I'll do. Whatever happens on the right, he does. And I think that having that, flexibility and being able to do stuff like that just really, really grows your game as a player. And yeah, I think we're going to continue doing that. There's always, growth and stuff that we both can work on, and stuff that we can all work on as a whole. But just being able to have that flexibility of playing the left side, I'm able to see everything. He's playing on the right side, he can see everything. So it's definitely it's worked out so far. And I don't think it was a plan going in, but we kind of ran with it in OTAs, and we're like, okay, let's just do this. So it's definitely it's been really good.
Great. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep, appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Brandon.